All right.
Thought it was going to be a landslide there for a little bit, but USC fought back.
They look good. It's a shame they couldn't pull it off.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite matchups every year. You can't hate on a a rivalry game like that.
No way.
That's what's cool.
I agree. I think so too, man. Is it 3-3 tie still?
Yeah, I think it is. It's half.
All right. Yeah, but I don't know which thing it links up to.
I can show you which one.
Okay.
That one.
Oh, okay, cool. That'll help so much better. Oh, if that works, that would be so much easier.
Does that work?
I'm about to see it now.
Is that all right? Did it work?
No, it's still saying verifying. That might have just worked. Let's see. I hope so. Again.
No, it was the other one that's similar numbers.
Yeah, it's not it.
Okay, it's the wrong one. But there's two of them that have similar numbers.
Oh, it still says connecting. What the hell?
It's
Is it BRACC?
no, it's E. That's an E.
Oh.
It's supposed to be E. Yeah, brace 414.
4159 FOREST. Thanks again for showing up. I really appreciate it. All right, good. That worked.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, like I said, be super laid back. Just don't be biased,
No.
and then we'll be good. Dude, that looks sweet. Show him that. That's fucking awesome.
Holy.
There's a delay. So when you say something, go ahead and say something.
Oh wow. That's some high quality camera work there, sir.
Oh yeah. We are mere puppets. All right. So what are you doing?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, what are you doing? That's going to be Antonio Brown. Did you see now he says he hopes to play in the NFL? And so we're just going to riff on him. Because he made a tweet saying, oh, the NFL needs me. And now all of a sudden he's like practically begging to get back. It's like, dude, which is it? You know, like, what do you think was the boldest play of the week this
Boldest play of the week in what, college or?
Yeah, like in sports in general. What do you think was that? Dude, Dodgers losing.
Yep.
Who hit that granny?
The guy from Jacksonville did.
Howie Kendrick.
Yep. Apparently the Yankees bats aren't quite down for the playoffs either. So you see that 7-0 last night?
Wait, what was that? Was that the NL?
Yeah, that was the NLDS. Yeah. That was the division series. It wasn't the CS.
And that was the Braves and Cardinals was the NLDS
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah.
In the NLDS with a walk-off bomb from local Nats player Howie Kendrick. think I'm speaking for everyone when I say that wasn't that wasn't the type of series everyone thought.
Do you want to mention something about the 2 bombs that Kershaw gave up?
Did he give up the last one or no?
He didn't give up the last one.
We'll just talk about Kershaw.
Okay. Kershaw played for the Jumbos.
Yes, he did. Kershaw, Clayton Kershaw. Good idea.
Ooh. You got Didi playing today?
No.
You still got him on your team?
I have Stephon Diggs, and I sat him today, and he blew up.
No.
Former Jacksonville Suns pitcher. Not playing. I'm just a quick rundown.
Yeah, show notes.
I'm literally almost done.
Oh, that had to have been a face mask. That looked like a face mask. It may not have been. That may have been clean. I mean, that's borderline, but it caught himself. Hey, did you see that thing? There was an article that Tom Brady is still wearing the same pads from from college.
So does Fournette. His pads are purple and yellow.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Fournette wears his from LSU too. Oof. That was dangerous. I'll tell you what, Westbrook and Chark are a heck of a duo for the offense here. Come on. Oh, dadgummit.
God dang it.
Dang it.
Yanks are up 1-0 on the Astros right now.
Are they really?
I think so. They won last night.
Yeah, they did. They won like 7-0. Those bats are incredible. They've been hitting all season. And Greinke pitched last night too, I think.
He's sucking. I know.
Ugh.
All right.
My signal's not great in here, so
You're good.
I might be relying on you for the lookup chain there.
We're not really gonna. I'm not gonna try to look up too much stuff. What I'm gonna do is you just play off me, okay?
That's fine.
Like I'm just gonna talk. I'll ask you questions, and then we'll just it's like us on the phone. Right?
Oh, I
You
know.
know how we do this.
Absolutely. We've had a lot of rehearsal.
Yes, we have. That's what's gonna make this easy and fun.
Yep. Fantasy baseball. Too bad it's already over.
Quoted.
That's like a daily subject between the months of April and October.
All right. I'm gonna go urine. I'm all done, and then I'm gonna show you real quick.
It's like a little bit of a delay, but we're just trying to advertise it. It's kind of good. We're going to start the actual podcast in like 5 minutes. Tell anybody they can do if they want to talk.
Absolutely. I'm pretty sure one of these guys will.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, those guys are
no
like,
format.
they talk enough in here. If they don't do it, I'm gonna be upset. No pressure. No pressure, guys. this morning. I'm like, hey, I'm like, or they just moved it. And I'm like, okay, that sounds good. I was like, yeah, I'm going to just knock this out, hang out over here.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, well, come here real quick. I just want to go over something real quick. So this is what I'm going to do. Intro. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bold City Sports Talk. Today we're on location at Will Todd Barbershop in Oakleaf. Today with me is my good buddy Ben Ballou. Let you talk, say what's going on, not much. Yep. Today let's just jump into it. Texas took the L against Oklahoma.
Okay.
And then the icebreaker is the horns down thing. And we're pretty much going to rip that off, saying like how in today, and we understand that we got to listen to everybody, but how is a hand signal not the middle finger penalized? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. We're going to go into college football. Biggest headline, Georgia lost South Carolina. We'll talk about FSU, Florida LSU. FSU lost to Clemson. Miami seems to be picking it up, took the win on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
We'll bring up the Penn State-Iowa game only because it was ranked teams. And then we'll talk about the AP poll, which I got to pull that up. And then
you want to throw in the our little college playoff, maybe too early predictions?
Sure.
With there?
Let's do it.
All right.
NFL, Jackson Saints are in a tie. Panthers edged out the Bucks 37-26 in London. Dolphins down 7-3. Boldest play is going to be the Dodgers losing. Talk about Kershaw sucking. Then talk about the Braves.
Cool.
Rays lost in 5 to the Astros in the ALDS.
Each of these, you comment. Like you don't have to say it.
Oh, no. That's what I plan. I'm just trying to give you a rundown so you know where we are.
I trust where you guys are going. Yeah.
We're actually now up 1-0.
Oh.
Damn it. In the ALCS, what are you doing, Antonio Brown? And then, then we could probably just rip freely from there. The NHL, not much is going on. NBA is still in preseason.
Oh, I got flagged.
Silly to even talk.
Where do you want to put your breaks?
Pretty much every time one of these happen. So
we got the 2 segments. What about Rob's rant? That's the
we'll drop that at the end.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, look, intro, college football.
Yeah.
Oh,
The last thing we'll talk about is playoff. We'll go ahead and cut there.
Make sure you outro it, though. And then
Okay.
you'll be wearing these, so.
Yep, gotcha.
I'm ready to go whenever you guys are.
Give me just one more minute.
Like, if you need to move it moves this way.
Okay.
If you need to move that.
Let me just pull up the new AP poll. And what we'll try to do is try to avoid the computer screen as much as possible. Let's just more or less talk with each other.
That works.
Yes.
Converse.
Yeah.
Eventually, I would like to have that audio stuff like back here, but you're gonna have to monitor it.
That's cool.
Give me just like 5 more minutes.
You're good. Just watching the game, man.
What was it? Was Iowa number 16?
I believe so. Yes, I was 16.
And then LSU yesterday was what, number?
I want to say LSU was number 6 yesterday, if I remember correctly. Or maybe they were number 5. I think they were 5, and Florida was 7.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, 5 and 7.
Was it 5 and 7?
Yeah, I believe so. Just double check me on that.
Oh shit, these are updated. Yep, 5 and 7. Good call.
Oh, they shot up to number 2. Rightfully so. That's awesome. I saw an article.
But you see, I said you guys wouldn't drop out of the top 10. I knew it. I was just like, there's no way, man.
I saw an article yesterday that somebody was they were talking about how do you not tell LSU that they're not number one after
I
wins
saw
against
that.
Texas and Florida and two top 10 opponents that they've defeated, and by and large, the Texas game was a lot like the Florida game, where it was a lot of back and forth. So that offense is the real deal, dude.
Mm-hmm. That's what
They look good. That Alabama LSU game is going to be absolutely one for the ages. That's going to be like a Super Bowl game. I mean, it honestly may be better than the college football playoff games, honestly.
I think LSU's going to make it, man. I think they're going to.
I think they are, too. That's the best LSU team I've seen in a long time.
I know Iowa was fucking 10. What the hell? I mean, Penn State was 10. What the fuck was Iowa?
They'll hit you with the passes. Burrow can pick you apart with the passes, but they still have that typical LSU running game.
Right.
So it's
okay, good. Iowa was 17. Thank God I checked. All right.
They pack a punch. They got a really good defense too.
All right, let's do this thing, man. Let's. You're good. Take your time. No, you're good. You're good. So again, I go. Hey everybody, welcome to Bold City Sports Talk. Today we're on location at Will Todd Barbershop out in Oak Leaf. Today with me is my good bud Benny. I'll be like, "How you doing, man?"
What's up?
Just say hi. Just like, "Hey guys,
what's up? Honored to be here."
I'll be like, "Yeah, I was like, how you doing today? And enjoying your sports weekend?" Yeah,
Absolutely.
blah blah blah. Great. I was like, "Let's go ahead and get into it." Give me one more second. My bad.
There you go. You got plenty of room with those on there, Robert?
Yeah, I can hear everything.
All right,
Here. Just give me one more minute. Thank God I thought of this. What was Oklahoma ranked?
Top 3. May have been 4. I think they're 3 and Ohio State's was ranked 4th.
Texas was 11, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Texas was 11. Number 6, Oklahoma. Okay. I thought they were higher than that.
It's Red River Rivalry.
Yes, Red River Rivalry. Say that real quick.
I know. Red River Rivalry? Number...
That'd be a fun one to go to in the Cotton Bowl.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
That place,
Damn it.
so historic.
6. Oklahoma was 6. Number 6. Oklahoma Sooners took care of business against
Texas
the
Longhorns.
number 11 Texas
Don't mess
Longhorns.
with Texas, they'll give you the horns.
34-27.
Ben, can I get you to check?
Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check.
Say it again.
Mic check, 1, 2. College football is the greatest sport.
Can you
in
put
the
it up
whole
like a
wide
little
world.
bit louder?
Well, you're not going to hear it that loud.
Okay.
I'm going by the levels here.
Gotcha.
As long as you can hear him a little bit.
Yeah,
You hear yourself, right?
yeah, I can hear myself.
Okay, you hear him?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Come on, Jaguars.
What about this one? Good?
Yeah, much clearer.
You'll come out of one ear, you'll come out the other, and then that one should be great.
All
All right. Yep, let me spit out my gum so I'm not chewing.
Yeah.
And then everything's good. I got my water. Do you need some water?
Yeah, if we got it, that'd be awesome. Man, that's crazy. They got that holding call. We held him. Thank you. We got him on 4th down on the goal line.
Yeah, let's rock and roll. You ready, Benny? Let's make some history.
Marshall's not playing around. He's got some equipment, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, buddy. He knows what he's doing. You ready? All right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everybody.
And on tonight's.
And make sure, too, when you talk to Mike, get like pretty close to him. Ready? All right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everybody, to the Bold City Sports Talk. My name is Rob Masio. With me today is my good buddy Ben Ballou. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. It's an honor to be here with you.
Yeah, all right. I'm loving it. How's your weekend going?
Just another wonderful world of college football.
Nice.
We got a little bit of a.
Oh shit! Right. Okay.
That's cool. Just get, what
You want me to say that we're live?
We're coming to you from, just mention the place.
Yeah, we'll go.
Okay.
We'll go from the top.
Yep.
Go
Let's
ahead.
do it. Let me know when you're good.
What's up?
All right, so yeah.
Coming back.
Yep. 3, 2. All right. 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Bold City Sports Talk. My name is Rob Masio. It's my buddy Ben Ballou, and we are on location today at Will Todd Barbershop in Oakleaf. Ben, how you doing, buddy?
Man, I'm doing awesome. Another wonderful world of college football this weekend.
Nice.
We got the ALCS, the NLCS.
Yes.
Coming at us in all shapes and forms. Whether you're ready or not, baseball season's coming to an end, sadly.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's what I always feel like right now is like almost like the best time for sports. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got college football. We're in the meat now of a lot of schedules.
Absolutely.
We got NFL, man. We're starting to really see some of these teams start kind of like pulling away.
Absolutely.
What we're looking at for potential playoff. I know we're only in
we're starting to see these off season.
Week 6.
We're starting to see these off season moves come to fruition.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I mean, and for all intents and purposes, you're seeing that in the playoffs too with baseball.
Yeah.
So it's a sweet time of year, that's for sure.
Oh, for sure. NHL is just starting off.
Yep.
NBA is coming around here. I think October 22nd, as I reported last time. Guys, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Yesterday, the big game of the day was on at noon. The infamous Red River rivalry. I said that right. Number 6 Oklahoma Sooners were able to edge out the number 11 Texas Longhorns 34-27. An exciting game, typical Big 12 game.
Absolutely.
Defense kind of was a little more stiff than usual, though. Wasn't one of those barn burners.
Absolutely.
It looked like, to me, in my honest opinion, a number 6 against a number 11, with Oklahoma taking the win. The biggest thing this year that has really kind of had me cracking up is this whole, horns down penalty.
Yeah.
For people that don't know, Texas, their go-to is hook 'em horns, and they put the horns up, and after touchdown celebrations, fans are doing it, horns up. Well, rivalry teams, what they'll tend to do is put the horns down, and this year, because we are in the this climate today, they decided that we're going to start penalizing horns down. It's kind of funny. I mean, like, what? These people aren't flicking people off. We're not doing gang signs or anything. This is a fun, typical sportsman-like kind of, what do you want to call it?
It's honestly harmless, and more than likely what I can feel What I feel is
Sure.
if there's another team mocking what your team does for
Right.
celebratory purposes,
Sure.
I mean, that should be an honor because they're
Right.
they're flipping it back at you. It's like, if you were winning, you'd be doing the horns up. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's kind of like when people mock any other college teams, their traditions and everything. That should be an honor because you're that good. You're in the
Absolutely.
back of somebody's mind. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I don't know. It's
To me, I think it's foolish. I think this is kind of ridiculous.
yeah.
I mean, I don't think I saw any penalties on the horns down thing, but the fact that this is even being brought up kind of goes to show you where sports are going these days.
Yep.
Because I just think it's completely unnecessary.
Yep.
I think this should be it's fun and games.
Absolutely.
I don't believe it. A lot of people tell me it's only a football game. You know this. It's not, but at the
college,
same
baby.
time,
It's college.
at the same time, we shouldn't be throwing flags for, what people should just kind of laugh off. I think this is
Tradition.
hilarious.
It's college. That's what happens in college
Exactly.
football.
That's
It happens in all
exactly.
sports.
Right.
All sports,
And in
you
all
know.
honesty, Oklahoma, Texas, what is it? Top 5 game every year.
Absolutely.
Right?
The
I
Red
mean, it's
River
one of the
rivalry,
biggest.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite games all year.
Sure.
Any of these big matchups like this where you've got two teams that have a history together.
Right.
And just the rivalry games that's what college is all about. That's why these
exactly
kids
right.
get recruited to go to these schools. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
They
it's-
highlight this game on schedules
yeah.
every single year.
Absolutely.
Like, there's no doubt. It's on Fox, Like, they're
Absolutely.
bringing this stuff in, and it's bringing in a lot of money. And, like, people are going to play up. People are going to play down,
Yes.
to teams. And, sometimes, I mean, one team's not ranked.
Absolutely.
Overcomes, whoever's ranked this year. But, fortunate enough, both Oklahoma and Texas looking
Saturday.
really, really good.
Any given Saturday.
Yeah.
How
That's
many times have
sports.
we seen that happen every year?
Sure.
Every year. So
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's, again, another great one, probably up there with Florida, Georgia, I can think of off the top of my head. You got Ohio State, Michigan, of
Yeah.
course, the game.
And until recently, they're not rescheduling it, but the Penn State game is
Yes.
pretty fun too.
That is
I
a lo-
love that one.
Yeah, you gotta have those budding rivalries. I mean, I just thinking just this week, USC Notre Dame
Yes.
was that was a nail biter. That was a great
good
game.
one. Absolutely.
That was a great
It usually is.
It is.
Most years, no matter what teams the teams are ranked, both of those teams have a lot of talent.
Sure.
It's fun. It's West Coast talent versus East Coast talent a lot of the time. So
Exactly. Especially it was in South Bend this year.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
that's a fun place to play. And
Absolutely.
USC, they've had a kind of an up and down season.
Yep.
But, couldn't take, I think 30-27.
Yes.
I want to
believe
say.
so.
Yeah, it was a great game.
On another note, we haven't brought up LSU yet, but do you think USC fans are wishing they had Ed O behind the
It probably would have helped, yeah.
behind the wheel there?
I think Ed O was one. I mean, he brought back LSU.
Yep.
I mean, they haven't been this good since probably, the Les Miles days?
Saban.
And
I would say
Saban was
say
peak,
Saban.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You're right. Saban was peak, and Les Miles. I mean, but he had LSU on the map. I mean, I can't remember the year it was, but did Alabama LSU, that field goal game?
Yes.
I mean, and there's another good matchup. Alabama LSU.
I want to say that was was that the year that they played each other? LSU won in the during the regular season, and then Alabama beat them in the national title.
I believe, or
yeah,
something to that effect.
I wanna
Yeah,
say it
you're
was,
right.
That was 2011, maybe 2012.
Time's flying.
Yeah.
Well, let's dig into some of the college football. We're getting into that. Let's dig into probably the most surprising game of the afternoon yesterday. Number 3 Georgia losing to the 2-3, now 3-3 South Carolina Gamecocks in double overtime to a score of 20-17. Who saw that coming?
I certainly didn't.
No,
It was 20. They were favored by 23, and it was a home game.
Yeah, the home. That's the craziest thing about this. Like, again, being college football, we're talking about, man. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
I mean, Muschamp. When I was thinking about the game, Will Muschamp, previous coach at Florida.
Yes.
He has seen Georgia before.
Oh yeah.
Many
times.
Many times.
But
and
not
again,
only that,
he's
he's seen them many times, but he's coached with He's coached against Kirby, several times. I think, not only when Kirby's at Georgia, but when Kirby was at Alabama.
In Alabama, absolutely.
So.
Yeah, against, previously named Mr. Saban.
Yeah.
Great game. I was one I wasn't paying attention to until halftime when I was like, okay, is this really happening?
Yeah.
And, man, South Carolina, man, I don't know what Muschamp drew up on defense for that game, but he killed it.
Yeah,
I mean, what was it, 2 or 3 interceptions yesterday?
3. I want to say 3 turnovers, yeah.
I mean.
That's not Jake Fromm. Jake Fromm is usually a very clean quarterback.
Oh, absolutely.
Takes care of the ball.
Precision.
Precision.
Yeah.
I mean, he throws a very good game. He'd be one of those guys that I'd love to have on my team, in any college format.
Sure.
Maybe even pro one day. You never know. I think he could be another guy that goes pro and does well. Maybe even Stafford-like. I don't know.
And that, I mean, that's what they were saying. They said Fromm, is an undoubted first-rounder.
Yes.
Even to the point where Georgia let now Ohio State quarterback Justin Fields go, let him get in the transfer portal, as well as Eason out in Washington right now.
Fromm must be doing a lot of things right if you've got 2 5-star quarterbacks transfer.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
And what's going to be awesome is to see after all 3 of these guys' college careers end, and see who ends up on top, because I think it could be any 3. Easy.
That's a roll of dice.
I think
that's
so,
a roll
too.
of the dice, because I think all 3 of those guys. No, you're good. I think all those guys, respectively, are just masters of their craft.
Sure.
I mean, and the other thing is, it's kind of been selfishly, it's been awesome for college football because Justin Fields would be on the bench, and we wouldn't be able to sit here and watch him Saturdays playing for Ohio State and
crushing it. Too,
Props to them getting him in the transfer portal there, and I think they're doing a heck of a job over there. Offensively, that team is putting up some numbers right along with LSU.
And not even to mention, too, man, I mean, think about the coaching change. They lost Urban Meyer last year, but the quarterback changes. I mean, you got to think, prior to I'm just thinking the last, let's just say 10 years. J.T. Barrett.
Yes.
We saw Dwayne Haskins that 1 year tear it up now with the Redskins. I mean, hey, Washington, you got to start this guy. I mean, come on, Case Keenum, come on.
He had Tate Martell fighting Fields for the job there, and
that's right. And that's right. They lost him to Miami.
Yes.
And then not even that, but Joe Burrows.
Yeah.
And LSU was from Ohio State. I mean, they have really. Yeah. It's almost kind of becoming a QBU, not named Oklahoma
or Purdue.
Purdue. Yeah, but I mean, I'm thinking, last decade, last years.
Absolutely.
I mean, geez,
look how many Purdue transfers have happened too. Because before Burrow, it was it Etling? He was a Purdue quarterback.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
You had the Purdue quarterback transfer bowl there between Etling and Austin Appleby back then. What was it, 2017, I think, or 16?
You're probably right. I don't know.
It was the hurricane year. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was when they had to go play LSU at LSU because of the Hurricane Matthew. So it's the transfer portal, transfer QBs is basically college's free agency.
It is. And
it's pretty awesome in some retrospect, but in the other retrospect, it's. You want to see your guys play. You want to see this guy wait in line. You want to see him, come out there and take the team under his wing and tear it up.
Sure.
So it's painful watching them in other colors do it, but
Yeah. I mean, it's good for the schools. They were recruiting good players. And,
absolutely.
It's kind of funny. You really think about it. Kind of go back into yesteryear when you think about Peyton Manning, Tom Brady sitting behind all these guys. If they had the transfer portal, they probably wouldn't end up with Tennessee and Michigan respectively there, which would have been hilarious. But today's game, it's ever changing. I don't even really want to get into the whole paying players yet because it hasn't been defined yet, and we're not. Why keep playing this guessing game and burning our and spinning our tires on a subject that we have zero detail on. So, you know what? It's the name of the game. They want to do it, fine. Let's just not ruin college football.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
It's just one of those things. It is about tradition, but, let's just play the game. Let's enjoy it. I mean, it just is what it is. So, so again, Georgia took the loss. Again, I'm sure a lot of people in Vegas lost a lot of money over this game.
That was a shocker.
That was a shocker. Cox up. That's my new hashtag. So you can do Cox down if you want. Kind of make a little joke there on the whole Longhorns. Florida LSU. I mean, could we have going back on it? I don't think anybody was really giving Florida a legitimate chance.
No.
Very similar to that of the week prior against Auburn.
Yep.
No, Florida's overrated. I mean, we kept hearing this. Florida's overrated. Florida. I think, did they lose? Yes, they did. 42-28. It was 28-28 in what, the third?
It was a well-fought game.
A great game with a quarterback in Trask.
That second stringer.
Who's never started in his entire career. And
since his freshman year in high school.
So exactly. Yeah, practically his entire career.
7 years.
Sitting behind Felipe Franks in Florida.
And he threw for 300 yards. I never would have guessed that.
In Death Valley. That's the one thing, people. That's why I say I look at Florida fans. I'm like, you can't get bent out of shape about this loss. Yeah, I'm not a true believer in good losses, whatever you want to call it. But man, with as much flack as Florida was getting, and everybody, they're overrated, worst top 10 team. They're just because they're in the SEC. Dude, they proved themselves worthy with a second string quarterback on an LSU defense. Everybody was all over. Yeah, did LSU make the second half adjustments? Sure
they
but
did.
Florida still put up those points and played a hell of a game, man. Hell of a game.
Yeah, it was good all the way around. Coach O, I think, probably outcoached Mullen a little bit there in the second half. But I mean, kudos to Coach O, and this is their year. There's something about a college football team where if it's their year, they're going to win no matter what.
It's going to happen. Yeah, it's like destiny.
Yeah.
There are plenty of times you see some of these guys.
Absolutely.
Clemson, I can't remember the year, but everything broke. Remember at the end of the season, all those ranked opponents behind them or in front of them lost and moved them all the way up the year they won. Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
That just
all
the
cards fell.
Yeah.
But with the playoff, you kind of get that cool thing with the NFL and with baseball.
Sure.
If you get on that hot streak,
that's
if you peak at the right time, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. I mean, we're clearly seeing that with the Nationals.
For sure.
We're seeing that with the Nationals. Earlier in the year, I think you and I had talked about it. It's like they're fourth best in the National League East.
Oh, they lost Bryce Harper. There's no way.
Yeah,
well, clearly Mr. Harper's looking pretty overrated at this point. But let's not get into that. Let's get into a little more of some college. We had Florida State. I don't know where to begin with this team. But I guess if there's got to be a scapegoat, there's got to be a culprit, and it's probably Willie Taggart at this point. A lot of people were questioning Clemson.
Yes.
Oh, they're not the same team as they were last year. Trevor Lawrence doesn't look the same.
They looked pretty good yesterday.
This is the thing about Clemson. This is what kills me. As these guys progress, we expect them to do the same thing every year, year in and year out. It's not possible.
It's not possible.
It's not possible. There's more film on Trevor Lawrence. They can pick things up.
Absolutely.
They're watching opponents like North Carolina just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, kudos to Matt Brown. He's doing a heck of a job this year.
Yes, I think one of the most – you were talking about Coach O and LSU.
Absolutely.
Matt Brown is probably one of the most underrated pickups for college coaching. Dude, he was doing stuff with FS1 or something.
Yes.
And, I mean, is taking a typical UNC team in football, not basketball, and making them pretty relevant. I mean, and lost the game by the 2-point conversion they couldn't convert. But, dude, they had no right to be there in the first place.
Absolutely.
I mean,
how many wins did they have last year? He's getting these guys to buy in and believe.
Sure.
And for a new coach, that's a huge thing. And you got to kind of wonder what's going on over in Tallahassee with all the talent that Jimbo provided.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have a bad team.
No.
They have a lot of talent.
To me, one of the most underrated running backs in Akers
Cam
that
Akers
we
is
have talked
one
about.
of the he's one of the best in college football.
Cam Akers is going to play in the NFL, and he's going to succeed, in my
110%.
I really think he's really special.
I think
and their
so.
O-line isn't helping. It reminds me, maybe not as good as, but Saquon Barkley at Penn State, and that O-line was Swiss cheese.
Yes.
But I think sometimes for running backs in college, man, that's great practice for the NFL to get to the big boys in a good O-line and go,
absolutely.
Hell, I was playing, again, in a Swiss cheese O-line.
Absolutely.
When these holes start breaking, Le'Veon Bell's another guy I can think of that can just watch holes. And that guy's amazing.
Yeah.
I think Akers, man, I think Florida State's got something really special with him.
Absolutely. Cam Akers can make something out of nothing whenever he's behind.
When Florida State's usually not doing anything.
Man, if he gets out in some free space, that guy's usually gone.
Oh, yeah. He's lightning fast.
He's a lot of fun to watch play the game of football, for sure.
I think he's going to be something special. Again, FSU pretty much taken to the shed.
They'll get it together eventually. I don't know with Taggart. I think Bryles, that's got to be one of the coaching hirings of the year as far as college goes, because their offense, by all intents and purposes, isn't terrible. And he's definitely brought that California-style offense to FSU that Willie wanted to bring.
Right. Coming from Oregon.
And I think once it starts to click, you're going to see a really high-scoring, fast-paced offense coming out of Tallahassee for sure.
Sure, and it's like this
it won't
usually.
Be down long. I don't. No way. No way in heck.
Florida State, man. There's no way, man. And on top of that, in my opinion, it's just kind of how this always goes.
Yeah.
Florida's up right now. FSU's down. Why? Because all the recruits are going to Florida. And what will happen?
Yeah.
Florida State will start doing well.
Yep.
And then Florida will drive.
I don't think it's going to be a decade slump like Florida was. Florida's has almost been a decade.
And I'm pretty sure everybody already is hopped off the UCF train, so we don't have to worry about them.
Oh,
the previous national champions, but, what are you going to say? Anyway, Clemson took them to the shed, 45-14 yesterday. I think the second stringers for Clemson were in the third quarter. It was pretty much over at that point.
They probably unloaded the bench again.
Yeah.
They were in the second half.
And you know what? Just one more comment about FSU. You got to play Hornibrook. I mean, I just think he's built for that offense. Mm-hmm. I think he was a pretty impressive quarterback with Wisconsin previously.
Yes.
And Taggart, play Hornibrook. I think you got something there. I think you need to stick with one guy and let him figure it out. This season, I mean, in all honesty, is kind of at a loss right now.
We're halfway. They could turn it around still at where they're at. I mean, they'll still make a decent bowl. They could still make a decent bowl game at this point,
They could.
So.
Yeah, but, I mean, it was looking better up until yesterday where people, again, were kind of poo-pooing all over Clemson.
Yes.
But
that was the game that they needed, too. They needed that game.
I think everybody can jump off Clemson's back. They're fine.
Yeah.
They're fine.
For this week, they look pretty darn good. So
I'd say so myself. A team that I've kind of been impressed with lately, especially since the first week of the season.
Yes.
The Hurricanes.
Oh.
Miami on Friday took a ranked number 20 Virginia opponent down.
They're very close in a lot of ways.
Yes.
In my opinion. They have a very good defensive line. If they could put it together on offense, they got a good running back.
Yes.
If they could put it together on offense, they're struggling a little bit with a young offensive line. Mm-hmm. But the U can definitely come back with Manny Diaz. I think he's headed in the right direction with what they've got going on.
I think so. And I said Virginia Tech. I did mean my Virginia. My apologies.
Yeah, that was a great game.
It was a fantastic game. I think we had made a note of it. This is the fourth Friday in a row that a ranked opponent has lost to an unranked opponent.
Yeah, it's the Friday upsets continue.
It's because it is kind of a really, it's just like sports. Everybody's used to a routine.
Absolutely.
And you pull up a game a day early.
It's one less day to prep.
Absolutely. One less day to kind of practice, get in rhythm.
Yes. Be
prepared for what a prototypical Saturday game would look like. Mm-hmm. Miami did win 17-9.
Yep.
Not really sure why Virginia was ranked 20th to begin with, but Hurricanes at 3-3 have improved greatly from week one, and even then, I mean, made Florida work for it in week one.
Yes, they did, and I think we're gearing up for a very, very good excellent matchup there between them and FSU. I think that rivalry game.
That's another. That's another great game too. Miami FSU is always a good one.
Yes.
As they come out, as we're thinking on the top of our head, these games They're just enjoyable to watch. And you know, more often than not, it doesn't even matter the rankings. Again, as we were talking about
absolutely
earlier.
not. College football is just like that. It's a thing of beauty.
Oh, absolutely.
You can watch any game, and in any given day, somebody can upset somebody. I mean, look at these FSA opponents that are upsetting the Power 5 teams.
Sure.
That I mean, which one do we see this year?
I mean, you could look at North Dakota State. I mean, they've been doing well. Appalachian State's a team, especially this year. They've been looking great this year as well.
That's a team that's on the rise. But look at
but they have been for a long time. I mean, they were Division II. The infamous year against Michigan in the Big House.
Absolutely,
took them down when Michigan, I think, was number 5 at the time.
You got to be watching out for Georgia Southern too. They got that triple option threat.
It's true. Anybody with the triple option, man, like it's amazing. It's amazing that no defensive coach has mastered the triple option.
Oh, it's. If I was a fan of a team with a triple option team, it's very frustrating to watch. But when it
almost
clicks,
infuriating.
When it clicks, it's hard to stop.
It's very hard to stop.
Now, if you can prevent fumbling the ball, I mean, it works to an absolute champ.
Sure.
I mean, I can't tell you how many Navy games I've watched where they've been killing somebody with time of possession and rushing stats, but they fumbled the ball 3 times and didn't put it in the end zone, and so you have this like flip-flopped game.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there going, well, how did they have the ball for over half the game, but they lost? Well, they fumbled the ball on the 5-yard line, every time they got to the red zone. But when they don't do that, it's absolutely incredible to watch when it's functioning. But it
wasn't even too long ago that I think Georgia Tech beat Clemson, right?
Absolutely,
yes.
It's
another triple option. They'd say they're trying to get away from it now, but Georgia Tech's known for triple option.
Yeah, I don't know that Collins is going to run triple option. I think he's going to.
Who was the previous coach who had been there? Forever. What was that off the top of your head?
I can't think of his name off the top of my head. He was the former Navy coach.
It'll come to us.
Yeah, he was there forever. He
was.
As far as you and I go in our college football watching history, I can't remember a time where he wasn't there.
Sure.
No,
it's very true.
And you bring up that point that they upset Clemson. They also upset Florida State by a field goal.
Yeah, that's right.
So
that's right.
Yeah. Triple option can be a defense's worst nightmare.
Oh, it can be deadly. It can be deadly. Just to jump back on Miami, I mean, they found their quarterback. This Nakasi Perry kid he looks pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Miami has been struggling with some QB issues for a while now.
Yep.
Who was it that started earlier this season? I know Florida, I think, had 10 sacks against them the first week, and I'm just like, oh boy. Here comes another Miami season. Mark Richt clearly wasn't the man for the job when he was there.
He was defensively. They have a good defense.
But man, offense.
But offense
defense is 50%
wins you
of the
championships, but you need that offense to score you some points to get there.
Sure. It's true, man. It's true. Another playoff potential upset was in Iowa City yesterday. Number 10 Penn State ended up pulling out the victory against number 17 Iowa. Hawkeyes took the loss 17-12. That was a really good game. Penn State, very similar to that of Florida. A lot of people kind of were like, oh, overrated who they played. And true, they really hadn't played anybody. But, man, that defense looks good. Very similar to that of Florida's.
Yes, they're stifling.
I think they're it'll be interesting. They got the meat of their schedule coming up. Again,
Absolutely.
They were at Iowa, which is a very tough place to play, at night. Kinnick Stadium. I mean, they showed one thing during the game that ESPN reporter Holly Rowe was standing on the sidelines at the bench for Penn State, and she turns around, and on her back, literally, is the fans. There's a wall separate, and she's like, "This is how close."
Yeah.
And I mean, an environment like that, that's
a hostile
gotta be
environment.
crazy.
Yeah, that's one of the. I mean, other than the big house.
Sure.
Well, that's not even fair to say either, because you've got the big house, you got the horseshoe.
Sure.
You got Iowa.
You do.
But, I mean, Penn State's no cupcake either.
No.
105,000 strong?
It's close to about 110, I think.
That was 110, okay.
But I know, good segue into where game day is going next week. They're going to Penn State for the whiteout game, which, when you want to talk about, maybe not against a rival, but Penn State whiteout game, that started the whole wear one color, unity, this whole thing, and that still to this day is one of the coolest games to see.
Yes.
They'll show those aerial shots. Everybody's in white. And that place just rocks, man. I mean, that's and that has been a hell of a game the past few years that I can think of off the top of my head.
Absolutely. They go back and forth and just, it's a bruiser sometimes, and then sometimes it's an air raid.
Yeah. I mean, last year they lost by, I want to say, 1 point to Ohio State. Who the year prior, I think, lost by a point again. It's been Penn State's story's been pretty crazy.
Yes.
Past few years, but the last time Michigan came to a whiteout, they got shellacked.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting about this, the last 2 times Penn State went to the Big House, they got shellacked. So this is going to be interesting to see kind of what team shows up. Michigan's been struggling. I mean, we kind of know this. How hot is Jim Harbaugh's seat right now? I don't know. Don't want to get into it because I think Michigan has, he has so many ties into Michigan being a previous quarterback.
Yeah,
they're not going to just fire him.
No, it's a little early,
happen.
I think, to start firing up the fire bandwagon there for him.
Could he get a couple signature wins?
I agree.
He's waiting for it just the same way James Franklin was at Penn State. People were booing him. Dude, it takes years to get these recruitments, and you're going to miss some recruits.
Yeah.
How many 5-stars don't make it? You know what I mean? And
well, either that or they get in the transfer portal nowadays.
I mean, that's a good point too. Yeah, people are losing teams are losing, solid players that they took a really long, hard time to recruit, and now they're just slipping through their fingers. But that's it.
You're talking middle school at some point these days. You're talking middle school. So you think about that. That's over 5 years.
It's just crazy.
That's over 5 years that they put in some of these recruits and scouting them and everything. But I can't say enough how much this October gauntlet for Penn State is going to be interesting. It's going to prove, are they real or are they just kind of
absolutely?
They're just floating in that Big Ten
and that kind of like middle, 10 to 20 kind of ranked and get an okay bowl. But I mean, the name of the game right now is the playoffs. The 4 teams, they want to see you go undefeated.
Absolutely.
They want every win to be convincing. And I mean, that's just the way it is. So that's just kind of piggyback a little more on Penn State. They took the game in Iowa City.
Yes.
Again, like we said, Michigan's going there next week.
That's gonna be a
fun one, man.
Yeah,
then after that, they are going to Michigan State, who Michigan State has taken them the last 2 years, and Michigan State this year's kind of seemed like a typical Michigan State season in my opinion. But again,
it's going to be a fun game regardless. That's always a fun game.
Mark D'Antoni, he's had their number the last 2 years. So we'll see if Penn State can call redemption. But
talk about another one of those matchups where it doesn't matter what you're ranked when you go into that game.
Sure, you just don't know.
Does not.
And that's the same thing with Iowa, man. I mean, Iowa again. It's just one of those places to play.
Yeah, and one of the things that I heard and read about Iowa is that they're boring. Well, they're boring because they do things correctly. And they're not really high profile with what they do, but they do it effectively. They run the ball, they pass the ball, they do everything how you're supposed to do it. They take care of the ball. I mean, it's just historically they've been really consistent.
Sure.
So
no, it's true, and I think since we're in the Big Ten, Wisconsin's one of those teams this year that might just get lucky. A couple teams ahead of them just might take a couple losses, and then they just
got an interception.
Intercepted.
We've got Ryanbot on YouTube. Just wanted to go ahead and say hi to Ryanbot.
Ryanbot,
what's going on?
Ryanbot, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to Bold City Sports Talk.
He's on this one right here. He's on that one. YouTube.
Hey, Ryanbot. Sorry. Welcome to Bold City Sports Talk. Anything you want to talk about? If you want to, if there's a message board or I don't know how the social media world works, you want to talk about stuff, let's talk, man. That's what this is all about. All right, so the new AP poll dropped today, Sunday. This is usually one of my favorite.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Oh, you were talking about Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot to mention how effectively they run the football and how good their running back is.
It was one guy that nobody's been talking about. I get it. Hurts has looked great. Burrows has looked great. We always love publicizing the quarterback. The quarterback's, cool man on campus. Jonathan Taylor, man,
That guy.
this dude, he's putting up some record numbers that nobody, I'll not say nobody because he's pretty known.
Yeah.
Not Jonathan Taylor Thomas, not JTT, guys. Jonathan Taylor is doing some miraculous things in Wisconsin, and that Wisconsin defense is nasty.
Yeah, they put a hurting on Michigan a couple weeks ago.
Oh, and then they shut out Michigan State, which Lewerke is a Lewerke in progress, haha, pun intended. But Wisconsin, man, I'm telling you, that might be one of those dark horse teams that might win out the rest of the year.
They could get
and
hot.
then boom, there they are on the fence for the playoffs.
Sure thing. I agree. They could get hot and make things happen. They could upset whoever they play in the Big Ten championship. The Big Ten is really gearing up to be. When it comes all down to it, it's going to be probably who wins in this Penn State Michigan game.
Yes, absolutely.
Or Penn State Michigan, Penn State Ohio State, or who wins in the Ohio State Michigan matchup.
I think, in my honest opinion, if I had to take a guess for the Big Ten championship, it's going to be Wisconsin against
whoever.
Between, in my honest opinion, Ohio State and Penn State.
I agree.
And Michigan is a third, but that loss to Wisconsin, they've had, like yesterday, I think in the third quarter, they were up 28-0 and allowed Illinois, the Fighting Illini, to put up 25 straight points. Like Michigan, like
where's your defense?
Get your act together. Yeah,
and they have good defense.
They do. I mean, it's Jim Harbaugh. Like this is what he does, and he's good with the QB. And Shea Patterson's been wishy-washy at best, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean,
talk about another team with tons of talent.
Yeah,
and
they recruit like crazy. Yeah.
He's recruited very well.
Oh, absolutely.
Very well.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Let's jump into the AP poll. Has dropped. Again, I've. A lot of people love talking about the top 10, even the top 4 because of the playoffs. I love talking about the bottom 5. I love watching to see who comes in, who's new, who progresses up, you know, as the season goes on. Let's start at 25 at Washington. They're back. I think they beat Arizona last night.
They beat Arizona, I think, was it last night?
I think it was last night. I'm pretty sure it was Washington, Arizona.
Okay.
I was watching. I was falling asleep there towards the end. Appalachian State. We were just previously talking to them.
State,
They're at 24. This is the team that, I mean, talk about not getting any publicity, but to get the job done. Very similar to that of Iowa, who's at 23. Missouri at 22. Kelly Bryant's doing some things.
Yes. I think they're back on track.
Yeah. I mean, again, another kind of difficult place to win.
It's a very difficult place to win.
For an opposing SEC team to go into Mizzou.
And they lost to Wyoming early on. And maybe there was, maybe there wasn't the.
It's the first game of the season.
It's the first game of the season.
It's the first preseason game, if you will. I mean, they got to get their feet wet.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the old saying, the biggest changes happened between the first game and the second game.
Intercepted. Let's go. What's going on, man?
Nothing much. I'm kind of short here on this thing.
Oh, you're right. I'm super short. I'm sitting on a book here. So I'm Rob. This is Ben. What was your name, man?
My name is Mike, man.
Mike?
Mike the Barber.
Mike, how you doing, man?
Nice to meet
Mike
you.
the Barber. How you doing, man?
Nothing, man. Just watching the Jazz game.
Yeah.
Feel like we're getting cheated out here.
Let's do a quick update. Let's jump into the NFL real quick. We'll put the AP poll on pause. New Orleans up 13-6. Mike the Barber, we got 11:01 in the fourth. What are you thinking, man? Jacksonville is blank.
Jacksonville is blank.
Fill in the blank.
Jacksonville is resilient.
Okay.
And there's some hope. Put it like
There
that.
is some hope. There is
There
some hope.
There is some hope. We were known as a defensive team, but
Right.
it looks like a
Absolutely.
shit team.
Oh, yeah.
Or to the offensive. Fairly, matter of fact, find out today that we're
Yeah.
fit on offense.
I think so.
Oh, really?
The Saints are a nice team, and they always are kind of a nice opponent.
Yeah,
I mean, they don't have Breeze. But Bridgewater, man, I mean, when he was in Louisville, I mean, he looked good.
It's the coach, man.
Yeah.
How he
Sean Payton knows
Payton.
what he's doing.
Yep. Sean Payton's awesome.
Then you have Hill back there. He can be tied in.
Oh, yeah. BYU, right? Yeah, Taysom Hill, yeah.
Basically, do your own, and then you have Teddy. He's a starter caliber that you
Oh,
have as a backup.
Absolutely. He was
Absolutely.
drafted as a starter. Was I think Minnesota?
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Got hurt.
He got that
Yeah.
really,
He tore an ACL or something like
I
that.
think so.
really bad knee injury.
they're pretty deep too. They got good receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Michael Thomas is the Ohio State's Michael Thomas. I mean, probably the best wide receiver in the NFL right now. I mean, he's getting paid like it, which he should. I think that's Drew Brees' number one. I mean, for anybody else, he'd be number one. They're number one. But
who's the kid they got from Tennessee? Is it Alvin Kamara?
Alvin Kamara. I think he's playing today too. Is he not?
Yeah. Is he?
He's a beast too, man.
He's a monster.
It's not even more like power. He's like more a finesse shift.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And if he needs to, you know, he can put his shoulder down and get a couple yards.
That's what makes him scary,
holes.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
He creates holes.
Yes.
If you see how many times you get hit,
Oh yeah.
spin around,
Absolutely.
tiptoe the line. I was like, man, you need to be in Dancing with the Stars.
That's true. I almost would be interested to see if you ever took any like kind of dancing classes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these NFL players used to do.
Yeah,
Lynn
ballet.
Swann, I know,
Yeah,
was
ballet.
was one that when he was at USC, they would ridicule him all the time. But it's that whole balance. I mean, it's, for running backs, I think that's one of the most underrated things.
Yep.
Le'Veon Bell, as we had hit on earlier. I mean, he's one of the I've never seen a guy just coast in the backfield, wait for that hole, and then boom, and Kamara's kind of one of those running backs for sure.
man.
And to his point with making stuff happen,
Yeah.
we were talking about Cam Akers.
Yeah, Cam
Akers could be that guy in the NFL, like you're saying.
I think he's going to be special. I
Yes,
really
sir.
do.
He's leading the way for, I say, running backs in the league now. They may need to look for the sides and the body.
Sure.
Absolutely.
He's just, hey, I'm doing my own kind of thing.
Oh,
my own
yeah.
style.
Oh, absolutely. No, yeah. I mean, because, you got, Ezekiel Elliott, Barkley, you got Christian McCaffrey's another
Yeah.
one. A guy.
Another person people doubted, Christian.
Oh,
Oh.
Christian- oh, yeah.
Because
I'm
coming out
guilty of
college,
it.
Me too.
Initially, he can't run between the tackles. I
Right.
think was what they were saying.
Right.
He can't remember. Next you know, he goes. The Panthers are kind of run heavy too. Man,
He tore us up last week.
Yeah.
I was so mad.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Unless if you had him on fantasy.
Yeah, you were loving him last week on fantasy. That's
Oh, my
sure.
I'm over here cutting hair, taking I was like, oh, come on now.
Right. He looks like a future Hall of Famer, man. I mean, I think
I said the Jags
he's
definitely
special.
moving in the right direction.
I do too.
I agree. I love the offense. I love the offensive production.
It's quicker. Yeah, I
It's
feel
so
like
much
this
more
year,
fun.
and maybe I don't know. I don't want to put all the blame on Bortles because the O-line has had problems. We know that.
Yeah, they
But
were injured
Minshew
last
can
week or
extend
last year.
the play,
Yes.
and that's exactly what the Jaguars needed.
I'm gonna say that
Shoot, please.
it's not. I don't say it's neither. It's the belief in the quarterback.
Okay.
I would agree.
I think the whole team just got tired of Blake Bortles.
Think so?
It's honestly, like, hey, we gave him what 4 or 5 seasons. I think they gave.
Oh, yeah,
him.
but they gave him that extension. Was it 3 years, $60 million? I mean, it's
Yes.
like
They jumped too early.
Yeah.
They jumped the gun way
almost,
too early.
almost like they did with Foles. Oh my
They
God.
jumped the gun way too early.
Oh,
When
no.
they did that, I was like, why would they do that? Like, because
Yeah.
they had one good year. And honestly, I feel like they paid him, honestly, as I call it, hush money. The
I
reason
like it.
why is because
I've heard that.
I like it.
he's been there 4 or 5 years.
Sure.
Hasn't said
Yep.
nothing bad about anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
And at the end of the day, it's like, hey, you stuck, you took the licks, you didn't say anything bad. At least what we can do for you is pay you pretty
Sure.
good.
He
Yeah.
he played the good boy quarterback.
Exactly.
You're just like, I'm going to go out there and try my best, and I'm not going to rip anybody apart. I'm not going to rip this organization.
Sure.
And many times where he could have.
Yeah.
I remember in particular, I went to the Jags-Steelers game last year.
Oh yeah.
And they threw a statistic up at halftime.
How many times he got sacked, right?
No, it wasn't it was how many seconds he had in the pocket. And it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
until he was rushed. It's like 2.6 seconds.
That's enough for Brady.
Well, Brady's a machine. We know that.
Tom
But
Brady's
a
Hall
guy
of
like
Fame.
Bortles, who, came from UCF. I mean, let's be honest. Didn't see the competition that even a Tom Brady, if you want to say, saw. I mean, Minshew. To kind of backtrack a little bit to where we are today with the Jags, I love that he's got the happy feet. But man, I'm telling you right now, if the Jags were smart next season, they load up on that O-line or they trade for an O-lineman
Yep.
this year halfway
Yep.
through. They got to
Absolutely.
get protection around him.
Tight end.
Oh,
I
of
was gonna say tight end's another position of need.
But he's been dealing with his hammy.
Yeah.
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 And then question.
Sure. Yeah. Shoot. Yeah.
Here we go. There was rumors saying about O.J. Howard and Bucks may possibly
I
trade.
would take
Now,
it.
Ramsey wants to leave. He's still not playing. Need a tight end. They're both.
That was one of my biggest things when they were talking about trading. I was like, we'll take the draft picks, but I would love to get a tight end in there as well.
We got to get a player, an NFL-ready player.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
You know, it's just, I don't know, at this point with Ramsey, just let him go, you know, but.
I've been
Which
an
is
advocate
tough.
for that. You know, I mean, and I believe he's got, this year and then next year. And what led me to believe that this was going to happen is in the offseason, ESPN had this article come out where they asked Jalen Ramsey, where do you want to play? And this is it. He answered the question. And I'm like, if he wanted to stay in Jacksonville, he would give, the prototypical, if you will, I like where I am, I'm happy, I like Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I would much rather would have heard that. But when I heard, I want to go to Dallas or Tennessee, I was like, dude, he's gone.
Blunt and honest with it,
it
was supposed to just. They had the podcast as well. Where he said it. I think there was a podcast
Yes.
going on where he sat down and you know, out in the West,
Yeah.
I felt like a little disrespecting myself as
For
a Jags
sure.
fan, like,
As we should.
Come on now, man.
Yeah.
Let's not be like, it's okay, Ramsey, everything's fine. No, it's not. This is a team in flux. It's been in flux for a while now, and we want to see progress. And I agree with you. We're seeing it. Is it slow? Sure. But is it happening? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely it is. And
And right now we don't need that. The Rams.
We
I'm not
don't.
gonna see the Rams drama because it's not really that big of a drama. It's just.
it is what it is.
Exactly.
It-
It is what it is. You know, just, right now it's at the time like, hey, just all right. Let's see what the best we can do
Sure.
with Ramsey. If not, they're gonna hold on to him. But I feel like it's just gonna bring the team down, basically.
Well, that's what I was just thinking off the top of my head. But also, what really scared me at the beginning of the year was when he shows up to training camp.
Oh, and the Brinks truck.
And I'm just sitting there. I was like, oh, boy. Here we go. I knew it, man.
was
I
like,
knew it.
You're just being the clown right now,
Yeah.
man. Like you should just kind of be quiet, be humble. And
Nope.
You could have been the same.
No.
In the same. I'm not gonna say be quiet, humble. At least.
No,
tone
I
it
know
down
what
a
you mean.
little
No,
bit.
I know what
Tone
you
it
mean.
down a little bit.
Sure.
'Cause
You
guess
be
what?
yourself. That's
the quiet person
fine.
got paid, right, Miles Jack?
Right.
He got
Yeah.
his money. He got his
Absolutely,
fame.
he did.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you can't just be the superstar you want to be.
No.
You know what I mean? You can be, but just.
And I understand where he's coming from. All he's trying to do is provide for his family at the end of the day.
Sure.
And
he wants to win.
And he
As
wants to win.
He's already voiced. And that, I completely
And what
understand.
competitor in the NFL doesn't want to win?
Of
you
course.
Know? You can't
So
go
what,
and.
so what happens if you start winning?
That's my
Exactly.
question too. I would love to somebody to pose that question. What if the Jaguars flip the switch? You know, offense is getting on track, defense gets on track, and it's a full team. What if they do start winning? I mean, does he still want to be here?
Defensive play away, and that could have been him.
Well,
Yeah.
dude, let's go back. Let's look at
There's
what
been
we're
a
looking
couple
at right
of
now
those.
with the Saints, Carolina and Denver. We could have used them all three of these games.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? And it's like, what
So
more
kind
do you
of
want?
feel
This
like-
team's out here fighting, and you're gonna say, I'm not
Oh, my
happy.
back.
Am I back? You know, it's just like, what more do you want? It's a young team who's trying really hard, and you got Fournette back there who, he wants to win. We already know this.
Absolutely.
And, you have probably the most publicized sixth-round quarterback of all time under center right now.
How sneaky was that pickup too?
Yeah. Whoever scouted Minshew, because we watched him at Washington,
We watched him in college
Washington
all
State.
the time.
Like, give that dude a raise because he knows
absolutely.
his quarterback, man. I mean,
All right.
and this defense, I mean,
Jacksonville.
it's like you were previously stating, they're still top notch. But man, when you lose a Ramsey, as we saw, what I think in Denver, I mean, they were attacking.
So, as we're obviously seeing, they're building chemistry with Minshew. What happens when Nick Foles comes back?
Yeah,
Was it week
that's
11?
been the
No,
question. I think.
That's a huge question.
You spent $88 million.
You can't sit him on the bench.
You
You
can't.
can't sit him on the bench.
But I feel like the organization is a win now.
Oh, of
right
course.
now. So either if you're winning with Minshew and you got the chemistry already flowing,
Sure.
obviously it's going right now.
Absolutely.
All right.
Do you take him out just because of the money aspect of it?
Well, this was kind of what I was thinking to myself. Do the Jaguars even play Foles at this point? Because we got to see the record. If they're 3-8, they're not going to throw a $20 million man out there throwing. There's no point,
No.
But like
If they're on the edge of the playoffs, I think
different
that
story.
begs a bigger question
Sure.
of it's worth us putting them out there.
Yeah,
But does that mess with the team chemistry since they've gotten this chemistry with this this long shot quarterback? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Jaguars. I'd
It
love to
is.
see Foles out there, but at the same time, I'm 100% behind Minshew too. You know.
He's taking Jacksonville over, man.
Yeah. How
He
long
has.
has it been since we've had a player like this?
Exactly.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun to be.
I think like Bortles had it for like a week or two, and then it was like, there's back to Bortles. Typical Bortles.
First drive of the season, and then it's like, all
I'm gonna
right.
say he had it for 2017.
He did.
Sure.
100%. Absolutely.
And that's the best defense we've ever had.
Oh, that was just incredible.
Yes, but I feel like this is what we have now could be just or better.
I mean,
I agree.
previous
Yeah, I
previous
agree.
to 2017, that was easily the best defense. And I agree.
This line is incredible.
And you got
defensive line is incredible.
And then you want to talk about go back to the draft.
Yeah.
Allen dropping to the 7th
Oh my
pick?
gosh.
I
that
mean,
was another.
holy moly!
I mean, it was a
even
first
announcers
round.
were like, "Whoa, holy
Yeah.
moly!" Like, holy moly! Like, why do I keep saying that?
Yeah.
I can't believe he fell.
Yeah, with Miles Jack. Yeah.
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 He literally like lucked out on some really good defense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When we got him in this past draft, I was like, I didn't know who they were going to take. You know, they were kind of on the fence with a couple of guys.
Sure.
And when it was him, I was like, I've watched this kid since he was in college, and always said, this guy's underrated.
In
He's going
Kentucky.
to tear it up.
Right.
In
Yeah.
in the NFL one day. Like, I just watched him kind of perfect his craft, and I was always like, I would love to have that kid on my team. You know, so again, kudos to whoever scouted him out in college.
Well,
I'm
I
sure
think-
he wasn't a 5-star.
I think they were expecting him to go in the top 5, and he
Yeah.
just fell. And then the Jags' great D got even better.
Yes.
Definitely.
And I think that dude is going to be a stud. Yeah, because I
I
agree.
agree.
Watching him in Kentucky,
Yes.
that dude just kept getting bigger,
Yes.
bigger.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my god. And he
Yes.
is fast. He is so fast.
Yes, he is.
He's going to be special, man. Like,
Incredible guy too.
yeah, he does. He he seems like a super.
One thing that I don't like, I'm not gonna say kind of bothers me is that I hear
Sure.
everyone around here, oh, Jags D this, Jags D slack it. People fail to realize this is the new defense, man.
Yeah.
You got
And on top of that, Ramsey's not here. He's the best lockdown quarterback in the NFL, and he's not playing.
your
Yep.
D-line, that's it.
Linebackers
Yes.
are all different.
That's it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, Dante
Linebackers,
Fowler, they
Miles
traded
Jack,
him last year.
that's it.
Yep.
You have a hybrid, technically a hybrid defense now.
Yeah, with
Sure.
Quincy Williams playing linebacker, he was a safety. You know.
He's performed. I think he's performed.
Absolutely, and he's another one. He's a really great guy. I got to meet him personally as well.
Nice.
So he's a stand-up guy. So
Man,
So what do you think 5 weeks in? Where do you think we're looking at with the Jaguars? Or no, I shouldn't say 5 weeks in. I say within the next 5 weeks. What are you thinking?
5 weeks, record-wise, or?
Yeah, like what do you think we're going to be looking at?
I can't remember the schedule off the top of my head, but I kind of would like to say either 50-50 or up one, I want to say. Just, right there, still in the fight. Because I think we have some pretty easy games coming up. Or I'm not going to say easy, but supposed to be easy.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Nothing I don't feel like is ever easy for the Jags, but
Not in the NFL, that's for sure.
no, it's true. Let's take a look here real quick. We're looking at the Saints right now. We got the Bengals, who they're just the Bengals. They're bangling
I'll
around
take
this
that. I'll
year.
take the W on
That's a
that.
W.
That's a W.
The Jets, that's probably a W.
What are
It's
they up?
probably a W. I want
Yeah.
to say W.
I
I want to say
think-
defense is going to come through on that one.
I think so too.
Absolutely.
I think so too. And Le'Veon Bell right now really kind of doesn't look like Le'Veon Bell right now, which a lot of people were expecting after you sit a whole season. Anyway,
That's what happens. You get the rust. And
it's true. It's true. Made his money, but against the Texans, that's at home.
No, it's in London.
It's a lot.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
That's the
that one's in
London.
London.
I'll get a W in that one because usually we win the ones out.
We got a good support line over there. I mean, along with the fans that travel over there, it seems like another home game a lot of times.
It boggles
Remember
me.
They were talking about, move
Fuck.
the Jags out to London.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God.
We can't have that. We cannot have that.
They're ready to have some riots or something going on.
And then we're playing the Colts at Indianapolis, but I don't know what the Colts are.
Man, I kind of keep tabs on them.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, Brissett's not
has
bad.
an arm, and he
Yeah.
can
Yep.
Brissett reminds me a little bit kind of like Big Ben, the stature.
Absolutely.
But
Sure.
He has an arm. He can
Yeah.
sling
Oh,
it
he
out.
does have an. He played really well at NC State.
Yeah.
Um,
And then you have the offense, their offensive line.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Marlon Max, I mean, he's a respectable running back. I mean, he's pretty good.
Oh, I'm kind of 50-50 on the Colts, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
I say if we do lose, I say maybe by a field goal or touchdown. It's going to be a tight game.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that's up and coming.
You got the Titans.
But I think in the next, I think within the next 5. Yeah.
I don't think any Jaguar fan can.
I don't. Yeah. I'm
They-
pretty sure.
Kryptonite for us, right?
They are the kryptonite, and they've ruined a lot of seasons for us.
They have.
Man, when Henry ran that 99-yard.
Oh,
no.
I threw the remote so hard. I'm done with this.
That dude is just like, he's one of those guys I look at and I'm like, that's a superhero.
Oh, yeah.
That man is so big.
Yes.
He's a criminal. He's a villain. My hero. Man, I was so upset when that happened. Like, I didn't watch the highlights. I mean, I was mad.
Sure.
I was like, I didn't want nothing with it. I didn't even watch no more. This is how bad it was. I didn't even watch no more football games the rest of the day. I was so upset.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. It's
It happens, man. It happens to me all the time. Like, well, that's enough for the day.
Yeah.
Click.
It crushes you.
I go and in my room and cry somewhere. Okay, with that, you thinking we'll go ahead and take a break, guys? Mike, you're more than welcome to come hop back on if you'd like.
If I don't got no one to cut.
Sure.
All right,
Yeah.
definitely.
More than welcome.
Talk some more Jags with us.
Yeah, man.
Nice meeting you, too.
Absolutely.
Sorry about that.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Bold City Sports Talk. Woo! $54 minutes. Wow. Holy shit. We probably got about 30 minutes worth left, easy. Because we pretty much did just talk the NFL. Keeping it live. Sure. So what I'm thinking is when we get back, we'll update this because looks like we are going to see the end of this Jags game.
All right, maybe at the end of the game we'll go back. We'll start back,
Yeah.
and then you can talk about the game for a minute. Oh, good. Uh-oh. All right, I'm gonna shut
That's the
everything.
game. We'll jump back when we jump back into. We'll just do a quick rundown of the AP poll.
We didn't even get to Cincy or Minnesota.
No, like I'll just gonna hey from the top. We'll just go back from the AP poll. Let's not talk too much about it. We could talk a lot of college already.
Okay, that's fine.
We'll run down that.
What do you think so far?
A+, man. Like I said, it's a typical phone call. You know what I mean? We've been doing this. So why not try to make something of it?
Whenever somebody's here, you gotta have a clean Halloween. Were you able to hear him at all?
I could, yeah.
Okay, it was a little, like, from what I could hear, it's a little low.
All right. Okay.
Whenever somebody's on here, just have them, like,
Okay. Got it.
But that was the only thing I saw.
So we're gonna blow through the AP poll real quick because we didn't end up wrapping that up.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
But I'm gonna blow through it real quick, and then we're gonna do we're just doing an update on the NFL, and then the boldest play of the week. I have that written up. We're gonna get into MLB, and then what are you doing? We'll talk about Antonio Brown, and then after that, yeah, we could. That what are you doing could be. Let's nix the Rob's rant thing. That'll be my rant thing. I'll make what are you doing? Yeah, because I think that'd be funny with my dad saying it. And shit. Put him in a sports crowd, sleeping. What are you doing? Because he's sleeping. Oh. Thank you so much, man.
Please come back again.
Oh, dude, please. Did you want to jump in on us here in a little bit?
No, I'm really shy.
Okay.
So, yeah.
No worries.
But I know Fareed might.
Shoot, yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody that's wanting to do it,
Yeah.
and even if somebody comes in and get their haircut, what's going on? Tell them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What was your name?
Will.
Will.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Hey, Ben. It's my buddy Ben.
absolutely. So yeah, put it on my Facebook Live. So
Sure.
I got a lot of coaches that probably want to come in and talk to y'all next time and stuff like that.
This literally, like, the first one we did was last week, and it was just me talking.
Yeah.
And this is definitely, he told me about, he's like, hey, I got a place where we're going to be able to do this. I was like, dude, hell yeah. Walked in, I was like, perfect.
So yeah, I'll get some local coaches because I coach out here too. Sure. So yeah, I'll bring them
You
all.
want us to do it next week?
Yeah. I'll tell Mike and
Can
Ann.
you come by next week? Or, I mean, if not, we can.
Yeah, I'll contact them.
Yeah. Yeah. But we can even figure this out. I mean, even if we end up getting 2 guests, and it's just me hitting the shit. I mean, like, we're more or less like, we're pretty much trying to talk all sports, you know. So I mean, like anybody that wants to, I don't know much about soccer, hockey, you know, we can just keep the conversation going. That's really all.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't care if they know a lot, you know, know a lot, a little, just enough, whatever it takes.
Yeah. So I'll talk Mike, Coach Mike and Ant, and I'll probably bring DJ in, see if they want to do it. Yeah.
More the merrier, and like we're just gonna try to spread it like wildfire. And I mean, we've listened to the local stuff around here, and we're like, this could be so much fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what we're trying to do.
My spot is y'all's spot, so anytime you want to come in and do this,
I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. This is gonna be great, and I just it adds another element to it.
yeah. Everyone likes it.
Yeah, we're not in our room. Like,
We did a green screen last week.
Yeah,
We
we
just put
did.
them in a fake studio, and I was like, we can't do this every week.
nah,
So it's cool that we're able to do
So
it.
whatever you guys want to come in here and do this, man, I am down for it.
Awesome.
yeah, man. So
All right.
Because I think the people are going to eventually start liking it too.
Oh, I think so too. It's Jacksonville, you know. Who doesn't love sports? That's what we were talking about.
Exactly.
I'm trying to bring the news here too. The news like only comes here if something bad happens. It's
That's
like,
it. Yeah.
So I'm trying to make the news like notice Oakley too.
Sure. Yeah, be sweet, dude. Anybody that you think.
All right, guys. You want to go ahead? We got like an hour before they close, so let's
Yeah, sure.
try to wrap up
Sure.
the last.
You guys want a beer or something?
I'm okay. Did you want to do it?
All right.
Y'all got water. I have 7-Up, Pepsi.
Yeah, no. I could just see
I have
myself. having a
protein
couple
bars
of
in the back. Yeah, whatever you guys need.
those. I'm all good.
Feel
Thank you.
free.
Man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, thank you for this.
Anytime, man. Anytime. I'm excited for y'all.
Yeah, man.
I really am. You know what I'm saying?
This should be a co-joint thing for sure, man.
Let me
Just let people know. That's all we need to do.
get on the phone to the Zoom once you come out here. Sure.
Once my hair grows out, I'll have to. I have to. Did I tell you I have to shave every day at work now? So dumb. So dumb. I'm like, okay. So what is it? 1992. So what we'll do, if you could just, we'll hold off on another person real quick, so we can just go through a little more info, and then like. Yeah, this is great, man. This is.
I'll let Will know that we just need like
Yeah.
5-10 minutes.
Give us like 10 minutes. And then what we'll do is try to kind of blow through this a little more bulletin point. Just, hey, this, and that.
This makes me think of things that I think that
That's
I need
cool.
like different colored cards. Like a green card means it's open.
Oh, good idea.
That's how you like flash it.
Sure.
That's all right. It's the first time we'll know it.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Sweet. Sure. So I'll reintroduce. I'm just going, hey, welcome back to Bold City Sports Talk. Again, I'm Rob. It's my buddy Ben. I think the Jags just fucking lost. God dang it, man.
Yeah.
Hey, do me a huge favor. Can you look to see the Dolphins Redskins score real quick on your
Yep.
phone?
Let's see what we got.
What was it? 13-6.
13-6. Teddy Bridgewater, 240 yards.
Yeah. What is it? 3-3 on the season? The Jags now.
No, they're 2-4.
All right. Yeah, give me one second. He's just looking at one more thing for me.
Which one did you want? You wanted the Dolphins?
Yeah, I'm trying to do like
All right. Let's see what the old Finns did. 10-17.
17-10.
Or 17-10.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Man, that was a lot of fun. So we'll
Appreciate
jump
it.
you back in and everything once we like go through some info, and then we'll rip on you. Oh no, that's fine, dude.
That's
Whatever.
fine. Hey,
Look, we don't care. That's what I was exactly telling Will. I was like, whatever you want to talk about.
That mic, I'm turning it down for the rest of this.
Okay.
Whenever he comes over, pop it up to like right there.
Gotta get your
Okay.
post-game reaction.
That's 3. It's this one right here.
Okay.
This one doesn't move. It's just this one.
Okay. Got it.
Whenever somebody comes over, just remember to switch it.
Okay. And if you could, hey, just like flash me 3. I'll know what you're talking about. All right, let's breeze through this. Again, I'm just going to reintroduce it. Like, all right, we're just going to jump back into the AP poll real quick, starting from the bottom. Okay, give me 1 minute. There we go. I'll be able to watch this now. Perfect. All right. Let me know when you're ready. All right. 3, 2. Okay, guys, welcome back to Bold City Sports Talk. Again, my name's Rob. It's my good buddy Ben. We left off. Jags lost. Lost 13-6. Saints ended up taking it. Jags are down record-wise 2-4. Let me let that sink in for a little bit more, and then we can jump back on that train once Mike joins us again. Before we left off on was the AP poll dropped. Let's jump into that again. Washington, the Huskies again at 25. App State makes their first appearance. I gotta say, probably in a long time. At 24. Iowa after the loss against Penn State, 23. Missouri 22. Again, another team. It seems like it's kind of found their footing. I mean,
they're on the up and up.
They could. Kelly Bryant's a good quarterback, and I feel like they beat South Carolina, who just beat Georgia. Missouri might be onto something. Cincinnati's look good. A lot of people are talking about Cincinnati.
Yes.
The only loss they have against was Ohio State.
Ohio State, yeah.
Who's creaming everybody at this point.
How about Minnesota?
Minnesota Golden Gophers.
I think Flex got them playing pretty good this year.
And again, this is second or third year I want to say as coach. And again, you got to let these coaches recruit, get a couple guys in, start believing in the scheme, get the practices in. Mm-hmm. They look like they're coming up.
Absolutely.
They look like they could potentially kind of start making some noise in the Big Ten, especially in the West, where essentially Wisconsin's running away with it.
I was fixing to ask you, what are your thoughts on that game when they match up against each other? Could this be an upset?
Do you know where it is at by any chance?
I honestly don't know. Now that we're talking about it, and I realized that they were undefeated yesterday when they were playing, that makes that game that much bigger. That may determine the winner of that side of the Big Ten. That's
going to be November 30th, and that is at Minnesota.
Ooh, that could be fun right there.
That could be very fun, actually. Another Big Ten team to watch. Southern Methodist at 19.
They're on the up and up.
Yeah, I mean they've looked pretty good.
Yep.
I think, do they have a loss to their record?
They may. They had that nice upset over. They had that nice upset over TCU, correct?
That's right. With that, let's just blow through this real quick. We got Baylor at 18, a team I feel like nobody's talking about, 5 or 6-0. Arizona State, Herm Edwards.
Yep.
Making some noise. Michigan's going to be at 16.
Yes.
Texas drops to 15. Boise State at 14.
That's another team that's on the up and up. I mean,
Boise State.
Yeah, I think they crack the top 10 at some point this year.
They could very well. Another team that things just might break right.
Yes.
You got the Utah Utes at 13, Oregon at 12, Auburn at 11, Georgia at 10. They dropped to 10 after that loss against South Carolina. Florida drops to 9. Again, rightfully so. They shouldn't have dropped out of the top 10. That was a great game against LSU at LSU. Notre Dame at 8. Penn State moves up to 7 after previously being 10. Wisconsin 6, Oklahoma 5, and then the top 4 right now we're looking at the Ohio State University. Clemson Tigers at 2, Clemson Tigers at 3. LSU jumps to 2, Alabama 1.
I like that. That's a solid AP poll.
It's pretty interesting. So we just got to go ahead.
I honestly think that LSU probably made a case for themselves to be number 1 with some of those wins that they have.
Sure.
On their record, they got a pretty good ballot there.
Yeah, man.
But that Alabama LSU matchup's going to be incredible.
That's going to be a fun one. We got intercepted, guys. Let's get you on the show. How's it going, man?
Hi guys, how you doing?
Good, buddy. Good. My name's Rob. This is Ben. What was your name, man?
My name is Fareed.
Fareed?
Fareed.
Free?
Yeah.
Bingo. Free, how you doing today?
I'm doing well.
All right. What are we talking about, man? I did just recently bring up the Jags lost 13-6. We talking Jags, or what do you want to talk about?
When it comes to the Jaguars, it's becoming a recurring theme.
Yeah.
They build
Let
you
it
up
let it
only
out.
to
Let
let
it
you
out.
down.
Sure.
It's kind of like that dad that always says he's going to come take you to the park. And,
Yes.
you're
Yes.
looking
I love
forward to
it.
seeing them, and then he's like,
Yeah.
you have your clothes on, you have your bags packed, and
Yeah.
he never shows up.
You're all pumped.
Yeah,
It's the first quarter. He's coming. No big
Oh,
deal.
man.
It's like, oh, it's going to be great.
Yep.
Yeah.
All of a
One
sudden,
touchdown.
What did the touchdown cost us?
Exactly.
A collarbone.
Like, what you sell for Avengers, what did it cost you? Everything.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. No. I think that's a fair point. I think every year us Jags fans are sitting there going, "This is it. This is the year, one step forward." But that one step is just kind of in inches, making its way to a whole full step. But I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Do you like what you're seeing at least this year?
I feel what Jaguars are lacking is a complete game. We have a
Okay.
game. We have a game where the defense plays well and the offense is out of sync. Like today, the offense is kind of out of sync.
Right.
The defense played pretty well today.
Sure.
Or you'll have a game where the offense is playing well and the defense is out of sync.
Right.
And I think that's what it's been the last. I would say the last two games we're more on the defensive end.
Oh,
and the
absolutely.
Offense is doing their thing.
Right.
Yep.
Up until today, Minshew, I believe, had 9 touchdowns, only 1 interception. I believe he threw 1 today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. He threw one today.
Considering that's still not bad.
For sure.
Yeah, for a rookie quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jaguars have a top 5 offense with a rookie quarterback, but no one's talking about us because we're the Jaguars.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
So, we kind of get used to being the kind of the forgotten of the league.
Absolutely.
The only time they love us is when, we're going to the playoffs, we're beating teams we're not supposed to beat.
Right.
But when you go back to like the Blake Bortle years, I know
Sure.
his name is not supposed to be said in this city.
No, it's old bold Bortles. Yes, yes, yes.
I call him old Blake the Flake, because he'll flake out on you.
That's got to be the
That's
best
good.
one I've ever.
I like
think
that.
I've heard.
That's good.
Like, when going back to that game when we played the Patriots, it's,
What, last year or 2 years ago?
well, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We're going back a little farther.
Okay.
I hate that game. I hate talking about that game.
yeah,
but
that
let's
was
let's
painful.
open
You
up the
gotta rip
wound.
Band-Aid off,
Oh,
you just gotta rip it off. Sometimes to heal, you have to rip the old,
yeah,
give
right.
it some air, let it breathe.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Go ahead. Yeah, for sure.
The Jaguars, like going back then, it's like when they re-signed him to that long-term deal after
Yeah.
that playoff game. I was like, he had one good year, and his best year, he also led the league in interceptions.
Right.
He had 35 or 36 touchdowns.
Yeah.
They gave him that hush money.
That's right. As Mike the Barber previously stated, absolutely, it was the hush money. It was. You've been a good QB. Thank you. And,
Like
but-
with me, it's like, okay, that was like, why not use the franchise tag?
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
You could have had a let's prove it year, but they didn't like.
No, they jumped right into things. Just like, it's kind of funny that you say that because I said that about Nick Foles. Who was up against the Jaguars to get Foles? They just throw him this contract, boom, there he is, $60 million. Like, where's that coming from? The Jags haven't been spending money, and they're like, oh, no, we got to get our quarterback. We got him.
Well, you know how
I
it
don't
is
know.
when you're one of those lower market teams.
Sure,
you gotta,
of course.
You gotta overpay a little bit,
You have to.
And it's not like if you're a lower market team and you're winning.
Right.
We're a lower market team and we're
Right.
kind of either at the bottom or in the middle.
Yeah.
So,
But the thing is, the Jags, for their fair share of mistakes that they've had in the draft, they've Maurice Jones-Drew. At UCLA, who was really talking about him?
Yeah.
And he was a second rounder. They had Mercedes Lewis in the first round for that draft.
I think they came out the same year. Both on
They did. Yes, they did.
Yeah.
teammates.
Absolutely. And Mojo was great. They had Fred Taylor. Fred Taylor was great at Florida. Ended up being even, a main staple for the Jaguars for years. They've had good drafts. I'm waiting for D.D. Westbrook to do something. He's like sitting on my bench on my fantasy team, and I'm just essentially like, what's going on here? But
He needs to wipe the butter off his fingers.
yeah.
You
He's a good slot receiver. I
He's
don't
a great
understand
slot
why he's
receiver.
just not being. It's just underutilized completely. But what worries me, and this is my biggest concern for the Jags this year, is more and more film is going to come out on Minshew. And did we see that
Sure.
today?
Yep.
Did we see it? You know, it's kind of scary.
You're starting to see that with Minshew. He's a smart quarterback.
Yes, he is.
So if you try to beat him with a cover 2 or a man,
Sure.
he's going to put the ball where it needs to be.
Absolutely, and we've seen that.
If you try to use a zone on him, he's going to pick you apart.
Yeah.
What they did today we're going to go ahead and blitz him every play.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like they kept an extra man in the ball.
Better term. And if they keep getting him running, man, or he gets hit one good time and they punch him in the mouth, like that might do it, you know. And
he already has that knee, you know. That's kind of.
yeah, I know.
Yes.
That happened in Denver, right? I think. I was like, come on, no.
And then I think who we have behind him, Josh Dobbs.
Yeah.
They got him
Josh
from the
Dobbs.
Steelers, previous Tennessee quarterback.
So it's like with Josh is going to be like, okay, our offense is going to go from what it is now to what Denver had when they had Tim Tebow.
Sure.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
That's what he's not a passer of the ball.
No.
He's more Dak Prescott without the passing ability.
Yeah, you know what he reminds me of is Teddy Bridgewater.
Exactly.
It's just like, is he a quarterback? Yes, technically he's a quarterback, but he's a manager of the game. I mean, that's like, and I don't mean to sound cliche or anything, but it's true. Like, these guys, like I don't know, they can either ball out or they could just be good quarterbacks. That year with Bortles was just a manager of the game, right?
Like old B. Johnson or old Brad Johnson.
Sure.
No, he won't win the game for you, but he won't lose it for you.
Yeah, it's true. That's good. Oh, God. The Kirk Cousins of the world. You know, just these guys that, they're not flashy. Fitzpatrick, another one I can think of off the top of my head.
He's made an honest living
Yeah.
off of being that guy that can manage the game.
Yeah, but he'll have that 1 or 2 games a year, like, oh, my God. You know, was it week 2 last year he comes out and he's Mr. Cool, and I'm like.
The thing is, he doesn't, and how he fools you is by, it's not, okay, he has a game here, goes 3 games. No, he'll have like 3 string of games where he's on fire.
Yeah.
And you're like, Fitzpatrick is back, the magic is
It's
back.
magic.
And then he has a game where he throws 17 interceptions in one game.
Yes, that's exactly right.
And then, like, now you're mad because you don't sign him to, you didn't sign him to a big deal, but you don't sign him to, like, man, we're paying you starting money, but you're a backup.
Yeah. Well, that's what kills me with the Vikings this year. And you know what? I couldn't be any more mad, get a little personal in my fantasy team. This is the week I sit Stephon Diggs. And he just gets 3 touchdowns. I'm like, dude.
He balled out today. He balled out. It was like, was anyone guarding him today? Like, who was on him today?
Dude, Diggs is so good. And I was reading all this stuff about, the New England Patriots could trade for him. Can you imagine Brady and Diggs?
Oh, man.
With Dig can run every route in the route tree.
He's amazing.
He's extremely fast, and he's a very intelligent receiver.
And he's got amazing hands.
Absolutely.
And it's crazy, real quick. The Vikings have him and Thielen. How were they not putting up 50-plus points a game? He's awesome.
He's the number 1 receiver. A lot of people, he was hurt, but people forget he's the number 1 receiver.
Yeah. It's 1A and 1B. I think they're both number 1s in my book. You know,
like we had Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me ask this question. If you put Diggs with Tom Brady, is it going to be like Moss with Brady a couple years ago?
It would be
or
even
better.
I think it'd be.
It's crazy. I was just going to bring that up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Tom Brady has shown you what he'll do with an elite receiver.
Absolutely.
He destroys records.
Yeah.
And he'll show you what he can do with an average receiver.
Absolutely.
He turns average receivers into great receivers.
Into great
Well, at least
receivers.
he gives the illusion they are great.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Julian Edelman. I mean, would he be Julian Edelman without Tom Brady? I think that's a classic kind of seesaw kind of conversation you can have. But I was going to go Jags. Let's go Keenan McCardell and Jimmy Smith. No, with the Jags.
Okay.
I mean, that was
Thunder and Lightning. Yeah.
At their peak, they were called Thunder and Lightning.
Yeah.
And a lot of people sleep on Jimmy. I believe when Jimmy retired, he was number 11 all time on receiving.
That's crazy.
But because he played in Jacksonville,
Sure.
Yep.
You didn't know that.
you know.
Well, I mean, we did,
We
but
knew.
Yeah.
Even with Fred Taylor, Fred Taylor's best years was spent,
who did the Rams have? Isaac Bruce and who was it? They had 2 just
Isaac Bruce
ridiculous.
And what was the other guy? I know
You know, back when they had Kurt Warner at quarterback, Marshall Faulk.
on turf.
Yes.
Putting
Yes.
up numbers. That's why everyone was surprised that they lost to the Patriots in the Super Bowl because they had number 1 offense.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about last year in the worst Super Bowl of all time?
Yeah,
That was terrible.
I just, I don't want to seem like a hater, but I'm really getting tired of seeing the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Well, yeah. Welcome to the club.
It's now it's like, okay, we want to see somebody else. You know, the AFC is like what the East was when LeBron James was over in the East. It's like we all knew who was going to the finals every year. You know who's going to the finals every year.
Of course.
It's kind of like, okay, you hope Pittsburgh can do something. You hope that you can get maybe a Baltimore, which is my team, by the way, go Ravens.
See, all right, you know what? I've been saying this. I said this at the beginning of last year when they finally decided to part ways with Flacco, and I get it. He won a Super Bowl. Well, so did Matt Hasselbeck, all right? Like, some people have that year. We were talking about just destined years. It's just some years things happen. Dude, Lamar Jackson is going to be a stud. I think he's going to be something special, man. They got Ingram, who I think nobody talked about as a
on his whole career.
Dude,
to be honest, he's been more than serviceable his whole career.
Dude, absolutely. And he's still only, 29? 30? And I know, it's a running back, but he's played so much kind of part-time with Kamara and the Saints.
Those tires because every year that he was with the Saints, he had one or two back there. He shares the ball.
Exactly. And Dallas just essentially let him walk. They're like, whatever. And Heisman winner.
Yeah. So I never understood that. Like how he, as low as he went in the draft.
I know.
And then you've seen his ability, but the Saints have a different. Their offense isn't really predicated off of type 2 tight end sets.
Not at all. Yeah.
Off I formation.
I don't even know.